starts now.
Thanks for joining us on Newsmaker. The state of Arizona executed death row inmate Richard Djerf on Friday. He died by lethal injection for the murders of 4 members of the Luna family in 1993. An horrific crime. I witnessed the execution. Before Djerf was put to death, I spoke to the first officer on the scene that terrible day 32 years ago, former Phoenix police officer Ernie Britz. Thanks for doing this, first of all. So in your years on the force, and that was how many years you spent with PD?
About 44, 45 years total.
Of all the things that you walked into, where did this rank?
Close to the top. Probably number 1.
So Ernie, when you got there, just describe going into that house. You were the first guy in.
All right. I was riding with, I had a partner that night, and as I walked in, you could smell gas. Didn't know where it was coming from or everything, and the first thing you do, as soon as you walked in, you could see somebody laying on the floor in the kitchen. And first thing you do is clear the building, clear the house, make sure there's no other threats in the house or suspects gone. So my partner took the first room to the left. I went down and checked all the other rooms, found blood in one room all over the wall, splattered everywhere. And then came back out and found later to be the father laying in the kitchen floor, and his head was all smashed and blood everywhere. And then right away in the same room to the right was the mother sitting in a chair facing the 5-year-old boy who was sitting in the chair, both taped to the chair. And she had tape on her face. I thought it was her eyes and mouth, and there was just blood everywhere underneath her. And the little boy was sitting in looked like a high chair, and he had been taped to the chair and had electrical cords taped to him. And he was wearing some little tennis shoes with socks about 3 inches high, shorts, a shirt with a collar on it, and it looked like his eyes were popped out of his head. And they were obviously all deceased. It was horrific. And we came outside after the house was cleared, and John, my partner, was just dry heaving. I go, "What's the matter?" He goes, "Nothing." And I go, he kept saying he didn't see anybody in the room or anything, but he obviously had. And I looked back into the house, and you can see on the stove, one of the burners was still glowing. And I go, "Man, I smell gas in there and the burner's on." So I ran back in there and turned the burner off and opened the door, and as you looked at the stove, you could see that there looked like pizza boxes or something laying on top that had ignited, and which was an obvious attempt that I saw later, since there was blood mainly in the kitchen, everywhere on the floor, that they were trying to have the house go up in flames to destroy any evidence or something.
Yeah, yeah. Many of the investigators we reached out to would not talk to us about this. A lot of them profoundly affected by it. That's something nobody talks about.
Yeah, well, it ruined my partner's life. He, shortly after this incident, he started wanting to fight everybody. Everybody we'd come and talk to that was a bad guy. He'd want to take off his badge and gun and want to fight him. "What's wrong with you, man?" "I don't know, I just can't stand it anymore." And then he started having heart pains, and he'd actually pass out. Went to the doctor several times thinking he was having a heart attack. They said, physically you're fit. You need to go see the psychologist.
This is all after the Luna case?
Yes, shortly thereafter. And the psychologist told him, you're not fit to work. You can't work because of this Luna case has affected him so much. So he spent 2 years in callback, writing reports day after day. He tried to get a medical because they wouldn't let him come back to work, and he couldn't stay in that room the whole time and just take reports. So they let him quit. He couldn't retire. They wouldn't let him retire. And he quit with 16 years on. So that screwed his life up. And he ended up selling everything, living out of a trailer, and I lost contact with him.
It's been 32 years since all this. Even Djerf can't explain why he did what he did. Have you been able to make any sense of why this even happened?
He's an evil person. I mean, it's one thing, and my contact with bad guys were bad on bad. This guy ripped this guy off, this guy ripped this off, somebody wanting to steal from this guy that had this, whatnot. It's unbelievable. I mean, the daughter, 18, had nothing to do with him, just did horrific things to her. The dad, the mom, the 4-year-old, 5-year-old son.
5.
There's no correlation to any of them, and just because he wanted to get even with the son. It's crazy.
You can't make sense of it.
No, it doesn't make any sense. Why would he do that? Other than he did one bad thing that led to another bad thing, then he had to cover up the other bad things. And it was just terrible.
Damien, the little boy, 5, he's the same age as your son, as it turns out.
Yeah, it was. Didn't realize that until you mentioned it that one day. But
you mentioned on the phone that you, at one time, remembered the shirt he was wearing. I found it in the police report. He had black shorts on, a green and black striped shirt.
I knew it was a striped shirt. Yeah.
Does that ring a bell?
Right. And it have a collar on it? Yeah. Yeah. Black tennis shoes also, I do believe.
So you've got a son that age at that time when you walk into that scene.
Yeah. A lot of things didn't bother me. I've been to all kinds of drownings, small kids, car accidents, small kids. A lot of that didn't bother me till I had kids. And then when I started having kids, it was like you can feel the pain. Because if I were to lose my son or something happened to my son, how I would feel. So you relate. And before, I didn't really relate like that. I knew it was bad and I felt bad, but not to the degree of this. And maybe that's why other people really hit them home. Maybe they had some kids and maybe their kids died. I don't know. But things affect different people different ways, and it really affected a couple people that I know bad that weren't even related to this incident as far as being involved with it, other than just seeing and being there.
So we reserve the death penalty for the worst of the worst. Does this qualify?
I would say so. And he had no remorse that I remember once he was arrested. And I believe he was asked if he would do this again. Or I remember him saying that if he was arrested and were released, he might do it again. And how can you be remorseful if you would say, I might do it again? I mean,
when he's put to death, will it close any chapter for you?
No. You can't forget what you've seen. It's like words. You can forgive somebody for saying something bad and hurting you, but it's hard to forget. It leaves a scar no matter what. And yeah, did he get what he deserved? Yeah. But that doesn't resolve anything. It doesn't make things better. 4 people are still dead. This officer's life's messed up. This firefighter's life's messed up. Just because he came in contact with somebody that did something so horrific. You can't forget it. And you never will. It's just, you got to deal with it.
And you haven't forgotten it. You pushed it back probably.
Yeah. You try to forget about it, but every once in a while, something will come up. Go, oh man, I remember this and I remember that.
Have you ever been out driving and gone near that house, 7202 West Monte Vista? Have you ever been by that house and it triggers something?
Not intentionally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have to be driving by the house to trigger something. You could see a kid with little shorts on and like that and remind you, and that's kind of what that kid was wearing when he was executed.
I don't think people can appreciate walking in blindly into something like that and you don't know what you're going to encounter. When you saw that, do you remember the physical response you felt?
Sick. You just feel ill. And my partner's reactions says it all. He's throwing up. He can't deal with it. And he couldn't. And I didn't go through that particular phase, and I didn't end up like him either. It's a travesty.
Man. When you walk into a home like that, do you start to put any pieces together of why something like this would have happened? I mean, the initial thing would be some member of the family probably killed them, right? That would be the first thought.
Well, you can't expect anything. The first thing you do is just clear the house, and that once everything's settled, then you start thinking about why? Who could have done this? And you think about it, but when you think you've figured it out, there's always something that's different.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never say for sure anything until it's all done. Once all the facts are in, then you have everything, then the pieces kind of play, but there's still no explanation why, other than revenge.
Yeah. You favor the death penalty?
Yes.
And it's deserved in this case?
I believe so. But I'm not the judge and jury. We have laws, and that's what they're there for. If we didn't have laws, everything would be chaotic, and everybody would be doing everything they want.
As you've watched people go through the system through the years, do you get ticked off that the victims often are forgotten, that it's all about the condemned?
Yes, and it's not just the victims of the crime. There's other people that are involved in there that aren't just the victims. You could have the victim's family, the victim's related family, friends of their family. It affects so many other people that people just take for granted or don't realize that any horrific incident can have a snowball effect on numerous other people that aren't even directly related.
Anything else you'd like to say I bet you wish you hadn't seen that and come upon that scene.
Yeah, but who knows, it may have made me a better person. You know, you think about all these things that you can't think of without have gone through it. And I think it would be appropriate for Djerf. He's lived actually 32 years longer than all these 4 people. And he, well, that's, I don't know.
One more thing. Walking into something like that, is it really crystal clear in your mind what you saw? Or is it fuzzy now after 32 years?
You try to block everything out. Because if you dwelled on the details, it just makes you get madder and madder and confused, not understanding. So you go in, you see stuff, you take care of it, you make your decisions. You know, is there any suspects? Can you preserve any life? And then you move on. And it almost becomes just your work instead of personalizing everything. If you personalized everything, I don't know how you would stay sane. If you were to personalize everything that you've come in contact with as a police officer, firefighter, or anybody, the war, military, it could eat you up. And you just got to learn, okay, just forget about it and move on. I'm alive, life's good, and God is good.
Thank you, Ernie. Appreciate it. We want to let you know that we have put all of the original police reports and witness statements online. It's very interesting reading. Go to fox10phoenix.com/links and you can view them there for yourself. Coming up next on Newsmaker, he was held by Hamas for over 500 days. Omer Shem Tov's incredible story. Coming up next. Welcome back. With the historic release of 20 Israeli hostages held by Hamas, I wanted to share my conversation a couple of months ago with former hostage Omer Shem Tov. He was taken captive on October 7th and held for more than 500 days. Can you start me back on October 7th? You were at the music festival, and it was a great day and a great morning.
Yeah, it was. We went to the party, to the festival, me and a couple of my friends.
Right.
Between them, there is Maya and Itai Regev, both siblings that both of them were held hostage with me. Yeah, and they were released. I'm 20-year-old. Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm partying, just enjoying life right now. I was a released soldier, and I was just saving up money so I could, go on this trip. And we went to another festival of so many we did go. And on 6:29 a.m., exactly 6:29, Hamas started launching missiles to Israel. The production stopped the music and told us to clear the area and to go back to the parking lot. For us, it's very normal as Israelis.
Right.
Every once in a while there is a missile attack, and we were just walking to the vehicles. We didn't panic or something, and we stood by the vehicles, and most of my friends, they left with their vehicles, and Maya, Itai, and myself, we stood by the vehicle and we said, let's wait for a second so it will all calm down. And after maybe an hour or so, I get a phone call from my dad, and my dad tells me, Omer, it's not only a missile attack, there is terrorists coming inside Israel. At that time, I still thought, maybe it's 5 terrorists, 7 terrorists, maybe 10, It will all be over soon. And
Was there any support coming at all?
so at that time, I couldn't see anything yet, but we went inside the car and we started driving, and we were stuck in traffic. And then suddenly I remember I hear this girl screaming. She was on her phone with her friend, and she's screaming, "My friend got shot! My friend got shot! Someone help! Someone help! My friend got shot!" And we just had to leave the vehicles to start running for our lives. And I could see some officers. They directed us to a certain area, and
These are Israeli officers.
yeah, Israeli officers. Yeah.
So you're thinking there might be some protection
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
of course. I remember I was seeing a helicopter in the sky, a Black Hawk in the sky, and everything was so crazy, so surreal. You know, we were running for our lives from a place to a place. We started hearing gunshots, and we saw people drop down on the floor, you know, being shot. And at some point, after maybe an hour and a half, I get a phone call, and it's an unknown number. I don't recognize the number, and I pick up the phone while I'm running, and it's
Ori,
Ori Danino. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Ori Danino. And
you had met him at the concert.
So yeah, so Ori, I've only met him 2 hours before the festival. He's a friend of mine, and he tells me he got out of the danger zone. Yeah, he went to safety already, and he saved some people with him. And he called me and he tells me, "Omer, send me your location. I'm coming to get you." And he goes straight inside the danger zone. And after maybe 30 minutes, I recognize his vehicle, and I wave him to stop. He stops right next to us. Maya and Itai, they go in the back, and I go in the front next to him. And we're driving, and we get on this road, and we take a right turn. And as we turn right, I can see 2 pickup trucks of Hamas.
You knew it was Hamas.
Yeah. I didn't know at that time already. I didn't know there is a Hamas terrorist with pickup trucks driving around, and I recognized them. And Ori screams, "Everybody crouch! Put your heads down!" And I put my head down, and I remember the sound, you know, because you're inside a car. It's like a sealed sound, yeah? So I just remember the sound of the bullets going next to my head. It's like a whistle. And I remember Maya at the back. She's talking with her father on the phone, and she's screaming, "Dad, I've been shot. I've been shot. I'm about to die. I love you. I love you." And
This is just disbelief at this point, right?
yeah, and you know, it's all very crazy. And I turn left, and I look at Ori, and he's opening the door.
Your driver.
Yeah, Ori is opening the door, and he starts running away. And I'll say now, Ori, first he survived, yeah, and after a couple of hours, he was captured by Hamas, yeah, and after 11 months in captivity, he was murdered by the Hamas terrorists, and his body was brought back to Israel to be buried in Israel. So we are inside the vehicle, and suddenly the shooting stops, and Itai, Maya's brother, is screaming, "Omer, drive, drive, drive." And I put the car in reverse, and I tried to press the pedal with my hand, and the car didn't move. Luckily for us, it didn't move. And suddenly I see 2 terrorists coming to the car. One of them grabs me, pulls me out from the driver's side. He walks me to their pickup truck, and he pushes me to the ground right in front of their tire. And he kicks me, and he spits on me, and he does like this victory position. He puts his leg over my back.
Did you think they were going to kill you?
Of course.